What's up, guys? Jeff from Birch and Oak here. Um, I just want to do a little video of the reassembly and takedown of the CVA Wolf V2. I currently have it all taken down as I was at the range earlier today, and I, was sighting it in. So the beginning of the video is going to be the reassembly, and then we will do the takedown in reverse, and then I'll just reassemble the gun again myself because I wasn't thinking. Alright guys, back with you here. First thing we're going to do is I had the firearm pin spring, and the retainer screw that holds it all in, sitting in the parts soaker. This stuff here is Thor muzzleloader parts solvent. It's like a soaker. I love these things because they have a little parts tray. So you could literally just take that out, give it a little shake off there, set it in there, and I'm going to wipe down each of these parts. So this is your breech plug, and you want to make sure this is good and clean. Make sure all that solvent's out of that little hole there. I like to use shop towel because it's tougher, which you can buy that stuff on Amazon. I think probably for a lot better price than you can in most stores around here. So that's a bonus if you want to check that out. Here's some residue here left over. Just going to wipe it out here. Black powder, it's very corrosive. So, one thing you guys never want to do if you're new to muzzleloading, and I'm still fairly new myself, like I said, one thing you never want to do is buy smokeless powder and run that in an inline muzzleloader. You essentially have a pipe bomb at that point because the pressure is too great for that. That's a big thing. Go read up about it so you understand entirely, because it's definitely a hazard. So let's just clean this breech plug up the best that we can here. Blow it out. What I like to do, guys, is the flash hole. I like to take it, hold it up to a light, make sure I can see through that perfectly clear. Make sure that chamber's clear. Okay? But this solvent, like, it's amazing. Like, look how clean that is. This thing was dirty when I brought it back. Not like super dirty, but I put 7 shots through it at the range today with the Hornady SST low drag Sabots. I love them bullets, man. I'm done with power belt. These Hornadys were so accurate. They're literally like 1/4 of an inch. If it might even been less. I couldn't believe it. Like, just amazing. Great performance. So shout out Hornady for that. Not sponsored by them for saying that or anything. I truly do like their bullet. It's a really nice bullet. And those low drag Sabots, man, like when I put that in, and I was cleaning in between every single shot, but when I put that in, it's like it slid down that barrel real nice and easy. There was like hardly any resistance when you push that down. So that's how I like it. Nice clean barrel in between shots. So you know your shot's going to be consistent every time. A lot of guys don't do it. Hey, if that's what you want to do, fine. But I like to clean my gun. I like my guns very clean, and I like to keep them very clean. A lot of guys wouldn't even do this after the range day, like a full tear down clean. They probably just clean the barrel, call it a day. But not me. You got your firearm pin and everything to clean, and that's all very important. Okay? And I'll show you a little trick. Well, it's not even a trick. Some people just may not know about the function, but a way to make sure that that firing pin is in fact in working order before you're shooting, not all gummed up or anything. So here's the parts that we're waiting for. Now I let those soak for probably about 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes I let them go overnight, but for the purpose of this video, I wanted to get a video out for you guys on it. You just drop your parts tray back in there, screw your cap back on, nice and snug. Okay. And again, these are the pre-saturated patches that I use. Okay. They're Thompson T17, good for 45 to 58 caliber. You get 100 in there. And they're just a pre-saturated wet patch, right? And they're saturated pretty good. Alright, so first step, we're going to put the firing pin and everything back together, okay? So earlier, earlier I went ahead and cleaned all the backing plate here of it. Clean that all up, okay? So what you do first, let's try to get a good angle for you guys here that you can see with the lighting. Alright, I'll see what I can do. The first thing what we're going to do is it's going to be the firing pin put in there. Okay, so you take your firing pin. You want the slender side is going to be pointing out. So you put that in there. Just drop that in the hole like so. Okay, there you see your firing pins in there now. Don't lose that, guys. You have to get a replacement one for sure. Next thing you do is you take your spring, put that over top of the firing pin like so. So now your spring's in there over top of the firing pin. Then we're going to take the screw. We're going to put it in there. Okay. Just let me get it started. Like so. And then take your screwdriver. Tighten her back up. Now you don't need to go like ridiculously tight with that, just snug. Okay. So now the method that I told you I was going to show you is the firing pin and everything's put back in there now. Okay. If you take the trigger, okay, and pull the trigger in and take the hammer and push the hammer head, you'll see the firing pin pop out, okay? It's from that spring, you let go of the hammer, it goes back in. But that's to let you know that your firing pin is going to strike properly, okay? So it's in functioning order. If that does not move or it moves very slowly, you need to take that apart and clean that. This one, working great, okay? So that's back together. So next thing I'm going to do, I just have tape over that end. So next thing that I'm going to do, sorry, you don't want to bang your scope around after you just sighted it in. I'm going to, what I do is I use some copper anti-seize. I was told that by a guy that shoots black powder a lot. He said, don't waste your money on the breech plug solvent or whatever, grease. He's like, just use anti-seize, man. That's what I've been using, and it works great. And you do not need a ton of this stuff on here, okay? It's just so that the breech plug doesn't get seized in there. Got a little bit on the, I'll have to wipe that off. You just want it on the threads, okay? That's plenty. It's actually, I put a little bit too much on there, like I said, but just wipe that off. All nice and clean again. A little bit too much on there. Sometimes it's hard with them brushes. Just double check it. Okay. So I got my copper anti-seize back on my threads. Okay. So you're going to take your breech plug and you're going to put it back in and thread it in. Now, same thing with these breech plugs. You do not need to go ridiculously tight. This is a nice function the CVA came out with for their guns. I think Thompson centers and stuff, you need a tool to remove your breech plug. These ones here you can do by your finger. I just go that tight there. Okay. Excuse me. Can't clear my throat tonight. So my breech plug's now back in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the buttstock and the trigger guard and everything, and I'm going to take the barrel, and you got a hinge right there, okay? See that hinge? And on your barrel you get a notch. You want to get that notch on that hinge, like so, okay? You want to get it on there. It has to go on there just right. Bear with me here. Because your hinge is actually going, oh, you know what? That's probably what's going on there. Your hinge is actually going to set down on a thicker round there, okay? So you hear that? That's confirmation that it's in there properly. Then the click, now it's locked in. Excuse me. So now you have your barrel reattached to receiver. I apologize for lighting down here, guys. It's not the best. I'm down in my basement. Yeah. So now you take your forestock here, and that just goes on the back like that, and you just click that in. And then you take your screw for your forestock, and you're just going to put that screw back in, okay, like so. And you just screw it in. Another thing that does not need to be raging tight. You don't need to be a gunsmith to take this gun apart or to reassemble it. I'm telling you right now, it's one of the easiest guns to take apart. So just screw that in there, nice and snug. Okay, that's good. You don't want to screw too tight, guys. This is plastic, you'll break the plastic. Okay, so just make sure that your ramrod's in there. And that gun is fully assembled again. Okay, all back together. Now I could take it all back apart again. Doesn't take long, but you just seen the steps to reassemble it. So you're just doing it in reverse order to take it apart. We'll go over it. Take the screw out for the forestock, and then this just pops off, set to the side. Okay. Pull your lever here to break the barrel, and when you open the barrel, it'll come off that hinge. Set your barrel and your scope aside. Okay. Unscrew your breech plug. Put it into your handy dandy Thor part soaker. We're not sponsored by them, but that'd be cool because who wants to spend money all the time? So you take your breech plug, put it in your part soaker, okay, and then you take your flathead screwdriver, and you're going to, as you can see it in there, right? Remember your firearm pin? That's that retainer screw. You're going to unscrew that, and then your spring's going to come out for your firearm pin. Don't lose it. Put your hand over there when you're dumping it out, and then your firearm pin comes out after that. So you want to take the retaining screw, your spring, and the firearm pin, all, and put it in your parts soaker. From there, you can screw the lid back on your parts soaker and let that start its setting period. Then you can clean out inside here where the firearm pin is and stuff. I use a little brush to clear that out, and then I blow it out. If you have compressed air to blow it out, it's even better. And then you want to do your barrel. Now, how I do my barrel, like I said, this is just how I do it. It's how I like to do it. There's all kinds of ways to do this. You can use boiling water to clean it, blah, 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 blah. There's guys that have all kinds of tricks for it. Everybody's going to have an opinion, but this is how I do it. I take a pre-saturated patch, put it in, and I run it down, pull it back out. Push it down, pull it back out again. Take the patch off the cleaning jag, flip it around, push it back through 2 more times. Throw that away, and then you grab a dry patch. I use these ones from Cabela's, Otis, and they're good for 223s up to 50 cal, 410s, 12, and 10 gauge shotguns. 3-inch cleaning patches. I use one of these, push it down, pull it back out, push it down, pull it back out, and then I flip it and do it again 2 more times. Okay? Then I take boar butter made by Thompson Center. It's natural lube. Okay? So this is like all natural, all-purpose firearm protectant, seasons the bore to reduce fouling and increase accuracy in black powder rifles, and it inhibits rust. Works great as a patch and bullet lubricant. So I take this, put a little bit on a cleaning patch, and spread it out with my finger. Okay. Then I take that patch, obviously with the boar butter side down, and I push it through the barrel. Pull it back, push it through, pull it back. And that seasons your barrel. Okay. Conditions it. Puts a protective coat on it. Can prevent rust and fouling in the barrel. Okay. It's a bullet lubricant. Right. It works great. That's how I've been doing it since I got it. My barrel looks beautiful. And you shine a light down there, it's sparkly clean every time. And that's how I like my guns. So that's what I do with that. These cleaning patches, I'm almost sure you can get these on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. You can also get this Thor muzzleloader parts soaker, I think probably on Amazon, or a CVA version, or some kind of version. Boar butter, probably you can get that on Amazon as well. Same with the cleaning patches. I got this from Cabela's. I think I got this from Cabela's. That may have been, the cleaning patches may have come from Cabela's. But that there I ordered online, I think from Thor's website. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, you can get that on Amazon. One thing I will say that I probably have a whole bunch of people agree with. So when you're cleaning it with your ramrod, and you got your cleaning jag here, okay? These are short. You can buy a 4-inch one, which is a lot longer. They're just very expensive. But you can get them on Amazon. I think they're $30 for just the cleaning jag. Or you can go to Cabela's and you can buy the whole ramrod, and it comes with a 4-inch cleaning jag for like $50 or something. I was looking at them there yesterday. So I like to keep everything in one bag. It's nice and easy, man. It makes things speedy and precise. And like I said, I even keep my anti-seize in that bag, right? And my wet patches. I don't put my solvent in there. My solvent stays on. Solvent stays on my workbench. Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you some other cool things here. The gun's back together. These here are speed loader tubes. Okay. So you can put your pellet charges in there and a bullet, and you put them in the proper order. So when you dump them in, okay, it goes in the barrel down. You just literally you just dump it in, then you'll get your powder charge and your bullet will go down. And then like you start your bullet obviously with your starter, and then you use your ramrod to fully seat it. The starters look like this. I'm sure there's many versions of them. This is my starter. So when I put my bullet in, right, I push it in my finger, then I take this end, okay, and I'll push that in, push down with my palm, then I'll flip it over to this end, push it down as far as I can with that, and then I switch to the ramrod, and I have more of these ends here, and I screw one of them on the end of my ramrod and fully seat the bullet and powder charges. So if you're using the speed tubes, you would go, because you want your powder charges down there first and then the bullet, right? So you would have it would be bullet, powder charge, powder charge. Okay? But you'd flip your bullet upside down, obviously. So when you dump it in, you're getting your 2 powder charges down first and your bullets upside down, so it's going in the barrel properly. So powder charge, bullet. I love them. They work great. Um, I've been using them since I started the whole muzzleloader game, and I've never had a problem with them. So that there, guys, is the conclusion on the teardown and reassembly of the CVA Wolf. This is the V2. It's an awesome gun, guys. It always goes on sale at Cabela's. I'm sure if you're in the U.S., there's probably lots of other gun shops to sell this gun. I'm in Canada, so we have Cabela's and we have some local gun dealers and stuff. I would definitely support the local ones before you go into a big store. And if you do see these on sale at Cabela's, go into a local one like Young Guns or Not Chucks or whatever there in Enfield, and see if they could maybe price match on one. Give the local stores a sale over a big box store. Young Guns has always been a great store to go to. Guy's knowledgeable, real nice. He always wants to work with you. Great place. 100%, you should go there. Great guy. You won't be disappointed. And he always has a lot of stuff that other stores don't. Like Cabela's last year, they didn't have any 209 powder, loose powder. I went to Young Guns there, Myra Road in Porter's Lake, and he had multiple bottles of it. I just didn't end up doing the switch because I need to buy the breech plug, the Blackhorn 209 breech plug as well. And I was getting tired of spending money, man, because muzzleloaders, they're expensive. By the time you buy your gun, you buy your powder charges. In Canada, you're paying about $80 with tax for those. You buy your bullets. I just got these Hornadies on sale at Cabela's for $24 and $29, so that's not a bad price, really. You get 20 of them. You buy your patches. This package of packets is $15 at Cabela's. All right, and then you got to buy your cleaning patches or whatever, or solvent, whatever you're going to use, some anti-seize or thread lubricant for your breech plug. I know CVA sells like a lip chap like thing that you can roll on it, which would be handy. Boar butter if you're going to use that. Your cleaning utensils, man, like it adds up quick, right? But I can't say a damn thing wrong with this gun. Beautiful gun. I had one misfire on it, and that was a bad primer. So it wasn't even the gun or anything. It groups really well, fires really well, comfortable to shoot. Shot this 7 times, never even felt like my shoulder was fine. So I 100% recommend this gun. You should get one. If you're thinking about getting a muzzleloader, start with the CVA Wolf. It's kind of like the entry level. Then you can go to the Optima, and then I forget the other ones that they have. Pursuit, maybe. But this is all I need, guys. In my area where I'm going to be hunting, I'm not shooting any further than 50 yards. So I sighted in for 50 yards. And they say that 50 yards, the trajectory of the bullet at 200, it should be almost dead on at 200 yards. So it'd be like an inch or a couple inches high at 100. I'm fine with that. I have all the confidence in the world to go into the woods with this. I know when I pull that trigger, it's going to go bang. I used IMR White Hot pellets and Federal 209 primers. Perfect combination. 2 pellet charges, my 250 grain Hornady SST low drag Sabot, and the Federal 209 primer. Goes bang every time, and I keep these little ends of glove, so like the little finger parted glove on the barrel, keep moisture out. When I'm storing my gun for the year, even in between hunts, I keep that on there to keep the moisture out of the barrel. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this video helps you if you were wondering how to do it, or if you want a thorough clean on your gun. This gun's in great shape, very clean all the time. I actually get complimented on it a lot by people, telling me that I keep it in good working order. So that's how it should be, guys. Stay safe, happy hunting, and all the best. I wish you guys all the best and health and happiness. Take care.